Hi everyone. We are here to look at notice writing, a short writing skill in the grade 12 English course syllabus. Notice writing is simple. There is a certain format to be followed, and we are particularly going to look at notice writing for an event. For all kinds of notice writing, we follow the same marking scheme. The format is for 1 mark. What does the format comprise? The format comprises of a box. Make sure you're drawing the box with a pencil and a scale. Don't try a freehand drawing. Inside the box, you begin with the name of the organization. Along with it, you give the address. Under the name of the organization, you write notice. Please check that it's in all caps. Can we write it in running hand? No. Left aligned, you have the date. Below the date and under the notice, middle aligned, you have the heading. Remember, when you're writing the heading, it shouldn't be too long, 6 words or less. I'm repeating, 6 words or less is what should make up your heading. Remember to underline your heading. Under the heading, in one paragraph, you give the details of the notice. Where do you get the details of the notice? You read the question carefully. In your question, you will have a lot of points that make up the details, or rather the body of the notice. Post writing the paragraph, you sign off with a signature. Is this mandatory? No. However, what is mandatory is that you definitely write your name, which is also known as the issuing authority. Issuing authority, the person who is issuing the notice on behalf of the organization. Under the name, you have the designation. The format, as I mentioned, which is all of this that we talked about, is for 1 mark. The content is for 2 marks. The whole one paragraph, which comes under the heading, accuracy of spelling and grammar. This is important. You do get marks deducted if you have more than 3 mistakes in the spelling or the grammar that you use in notice writing. So let us revise once again, what is it that makes for good notice writing? And we are talking about an event. So you need the correct format. And this again, I'm emphasizing, is the correct format. When you write about an event, you draw attention to what the event is about. Then you mention the event. Take the words that are mentioned in the question. The 3 details that give you marks in the body is the mention of D, T, and V. D stands for the date of the event, the time of the event, and V is for the venue. So when, what time, and where. These are 3 very important details. Remember, if it is an event, you will be inviting applications for participation. So that is a very important detail which comes towards the end of the notice. One question that I often get is, how do we end the notice? It's a very simple line where you are asked to contact the undersigned for further details or clarifications. Do we have to use the word undersigned? Remember, notice writing is a formal piece of writing And this kind of terminology is important. Can we write, please contact the person mentioned below. Please contact the below mentioned person. Please contact me. Definitely don't use me because no first person is allowed in the notice. So the word to remember is undersigned and not the person mentioned below. Having said all this, let's move forward to see how we are using all of the things that are mentioned here in solving a question. So here is your question. Let's look at the question first. You have Dissect International School, Mumbai, which has organized an athletic meet for students with special needs. The event requires volunteers from the parent and student body, senior school, and you are writing as the sports in charge of the school, requesting parents and students to come forward and make the event a success. Sometimes you are also given this line, invent all necessary details. So you will see there are some details given here, but there are some details that you may need to make up to make the notice coherent and one whole. You will see that I have color coded some of the information as it follows from the question. Now, let's highlight and see what are the pieces of information that we can directly use from the question. So we have Dissect International School, Mumbai, and you will see that that comes as the name of the organization, and I had mentioned that you had to write the address. So a simple one word for the city in which the organization is situated is enough. So you have the name of the organization and you have the city. Right below that, so you can see the span of one line which has been left. Do leave a line between the name of the organization and notice. It is neater and it is easier for your examination, your examiner to catch all the details. So here you have notice in all caps. You go to the left and you have the date. Remember, notice is a formal piece of writing. So the date is January 3, 2024. Can we write 3rd January? Well, I would say no, this is the more formal way of writing it. So remember, month first, then you have the date, and then you have the full year. As you can see, we have left lines in between all the important pieces of the format. So once again, leave a line here and then you have the heading. You can pick the heading from the question itself. So we know that it is about seeking volunteers for an athletic meet. Remember the word limit of 6 words and no more. So this is a good heading for your notice. Do not forget to underline the heading. Can you write the heading in all caps? Of course you can. If you write it like this in running hand, do not forget to underline it. Let us look at the body of the notice now and see if we have got all the details as was mentioned. So how are we drawing attention? So we begin with the third person. This is a standard way to begin a notice about an event where we say this is to inform. We draw attention to the fact that it is for the parents and students of the senior school. We can mention the classes. See, it says invent all necessary details. So we are adding on to the fact that senior school comprises classes 9 to 12. What is it about? So it is about an athletic meet. which we had already mentioned in the heading. So we are repeating that and we are adding the extra information, as you can see, was in the question, students with special needs. So that gets mentioned here. Now we come to important points in the notice, which are the D, T, and V. Have we mentioned that in the notice? Yes, we have invented it and we have mentioned it. It's on January 25. We mentioned the month, we mentioned the date, and we mentioned the year. Do we mention the time? Yes, we have mentioned the time duration. And where is it? We have mentioned the venue, that it's in the school football field. Now, what is the purpose of the notice? So we have drawn attention, we have mentioned what it is all about, we have mentioned DT and V, and now we come to the purpose. The purpose of the notice is seeking volunteers. Remember this key phrase, invent all necessary details. So why are you seeking volunteers? To help with discipline, aiding the students to complete the various events. Now, you need to invite applications. So how have you invited them? You are inviting them to write their names in a register kept at the school reception. And how long will it be kept? It will be kept till January 10, 2024. Now, if you just write that they should write their names in a register, that's incomplete because you haven't given the time or you haven't given an end date. Please contact the undersigned. You remember this word, undersigned, for any further queries. This should be mandatorily the closing line for notice writing for an event. You leave a line after that, and what we see is, and let's highlight this once again, you have the name. Now, if you had read the question clearly earlier, it was only said as the sports in charge of the school. Is any kind of name mentioned here? No. So we have the opportunity of either making up a name or using alphabet. So we have used the alphabet A, B, and C to designate the name, which is the issuing authority. Can we make a signature here? Yes, you can put a signature here. And then the designation sports in charge, which is already given to you in the question, comes within brackets. So repeating this once again, the designation for purpose of highlighting, you put it within brackets. A good tip would be first to write the notice. Make sure that you begin on a fresh page. You write the notice, middle align your name of the organization, this heading, left align the date. Remember, the details come in one paragraph only. You do not use the first person, you always use the third person. Leave a line, left aligned to the date. You have the name, you have the designation in brackets. So write all of this on the page and then take a pencil, the scale, and then you draw the box around. Sometimes you may have drawn the box and then you can't fit the notice in and then you rub it out and it becomes a bit untidy. So write your notice first and then draw the box. I hope notice writing is clear to you. The PDF will be available in the comment section. The link to the PDF will be put up. Please have a look at notice writing, subscribe to the channel, and wait for more videos to be put up. Thank you and have a good day.